Yo, what's up, guys, and welcome back to Tryhard Nation. As always, I'm your host, the omegatryhard, and today we have the beginning of the 2021 tier list, starting with the champions released in 2021. So let's just go ahead and roll that intro. Alright, so typical disclaimer, this is my tier list. This is not the definitive tier list. Champions vary on your playstyle, on your masteries, on the content that you're doing, on the nodes that you're facing, tier of your war, tier of your alliance, all sorts of things. Champions in this game are all very unique and all typically have some sort of purpose. This is just my tier list from my perspective. If you guys agree with it, feel free to let me know. If you don't, feel free to let me know. This is just to give a general guideline to everybody out there to know how good or how bad the champions ever released this year were. So there's one champion that is not on here, and that is Craven. His icon just hasn't been added to the list yet, but I'd probably put him. Actually, I'm not even gonna put him. Before I even get started, though, I do want to say the way that you read this tier list is it's going to go up to down, better to worse, left to right, better to worse. So if I have two champions here, this one is going to be better than this one because this one is on the left, this one is on the right. S tier, the stupidly good tier, is going to be the top tier. These are champions that are basically broken. They're just incredibly powerful no matter where you are in the game, no matter what it is that you're doing. They're just top tier characters, meta defining characters. A is the amazing tier. These are characters that are still very strong, very viable in most situations. They're just not the top of their class or top of whatever it is. B, basically average, means they're good, they're not great, they're not bad, they're just good. They're usable. If you get them, you should be happy, but they're not going to be your go-to champion for every scenario. C, could be worse, is going to be the champions that are a little bit below average. They could be worse, but they could be better if they just had a little bit of a tweak or a little bit of a rework. These are champions that aren't currently very viable but have so much potential. And then Damn It Kabam are characters that just got completely bent over. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it because I don't want this tier list to be super, super long. For starters, what we are going to do is we are going to start with, let's put these back down here. We're going to start with, I'm going to put him there. I'm going to put Nimrod. Nimrod, I think I'm going to put basically average. It's not that he's exactly average, it's that, in my opinion, his playstyle is it's very weird. He has a kind of a high skill cap. You have to really manage his armor ups and make sure that you're in the right form and this and that. And even if you do make sure that everything aligns the perfect way that you're looking for, the damage and stuff just isn't quite there. I think he's a little bit more defensive than offensive, but that's just my output. Icarus, I really like his animations. I really like his potential in the game. I think he's a character that if you get early on, he can help you through a lot of content. I just don't know how he would do at the upper level of the game. I just haven't really seen that much gameplay from him, and I don't have him personally to really test him out. So I'm going to put him in the B tier. I'm going to put him above Nimrod, though. Jabari Panther, I'm going to say also basically average. It's not that she herself is average. She has some really good abilities, especially with her cleanse and I think her level 2 special attack, like can't miss or you can't evade it, something like that. She has a lot of things going for her. It's just the payoff for all the work that you have to do to build up her damage and stuff. It's just not that great. You'd be a lot better off, a lot more effective just using somebody like Mole Man or Nick Fury or something like that. Mr. Negative. Ah, man, I'm not sure whether I want to put him in the amazing tier or the basically average tier. He also has a very not even a very high. He just has a moderate leveled skill cap. But I think I think the payoff for the work that you do him outweighs the little bit of ramp that and little bit of managing that you have to do for him, because you have to manage his dark charges and his light charges. And when you time them perfectly for the special attacks, it can do some pretty insane stuff. Specifically the level 2, you can massively reverse their healing, and I think power gain as well. And the degens you can really stack up to do some insane damage. So he's gonna be our first amazing tier. Why? Because I like him. Odin, I'm also going to put him in amazing tier. His synergies are super useful for a bunch of champions. Him himself, I think he's capable of a lot of things, a lot of endgame content as well. I personally haven't really played with him, but because the community has spoken so highly of him, and because I have seen so many good things, even though I don't have that personal experience, I'm gonna put him in the A tier. No, kind of the same thing as Odin, although I think I'm gonna put him in stupidly good. From what I've seen, he can do a lot of really crazy things. I just haven't personally played with him, but again, the community has spoken very loud and proud about how good he is. Apparently the next 6-star featured, the big hits are going to be him and another character that's on the list that we will talk about shortly. Don't want to spoil it, but you can probably guess. Yeah, he looks cool, he plays really cool, his animations are cool, his lore is cool, and seems like he has the damage and fairly quick ramp up to couple with that, as well as he's fairly decent with suicides, and anytime that a character is good with suicides, he immediately jumps up the rank in popularity. So Null's going to be our first S tier. Silver Centurion. Silver Centurion is a champion that I really like, I really enjoy. I think he has a lot of potential, so I'm going to leave him in the A tier. I just haven't ranked mine up to be able to take him to the end game, but from what I have seen in things like Arena and other YouTube videos, he can do some pretty crazy stuff, and I'm kind of excited to pull him as a 6-star and or rank up my 5-star. Psycho Man, it's actually, I'm gonna put him in the C tier. He could be worse. I really like the way his abilities work. I like the different modes, how there's different modes for different scenarios, where one is for special attacks, one is for basics, one is for heavies. It changes the effects of the special attacks. I really like the design, but the way that it plays out just doesn't work. He's very weak. His modes, while they're supposed to be niche for that specific scenario, even in that specific scenario where you're countering heavies or countering special attacks and stuff like that, it's just not powerful enough to really be that relevant. So just a couple tweaks and he could easily be bumped up to the B tier or maybe even the A tier, but for right now we're gonna stick him in the C. Cersei, I'm gonna put her in the same boat as Icarus. I really personally like her. I played with her as the 3 and 4-star. Same with Icarus when they first came into the game for the monthly events or monthly side quests or whatever for that month. Her animations are really cool. I really like that her specials do different things based on the distance from the character. Very unique type of ability. Her safety nets and the glancing and the regeneration when you get hit, really good. Always love characters that have safety nets like that for safeguarding you if you slip up. Comes in super handy late game. I just haven't really been able to play with her late game, so I'm going to leave her at the top of the B tier. However, she could easily jump up or maybe even jump down, but I'm pretty comfortable leaving her at the top of the B tier. Strife, my boy Strife. I'm going to put him tentatively at the top of the amazing tier with potential to go up. Very cool character. His ramp is really rough, really boring, really irritating when it gets messed up, but when everything works out, his damage is insane. He has good synergies with Apocalypse. He does a lot of really cool things like being able to block unblockable specials, I believe he can do. I think he can also nullify unstoppables, even passive ones. I think, I'm not 100% sure on that. He can bypass uh, direct damage, I believe, during his psionic blast. He has mental or psychic shielding, so he's immune to reverse control. It's just a lot of cool things tied up in a really cool design. Really like him. And America Chavez is going right on the could be worse tier. I really like her animations, I like her playstyle, I like the concept, but again, I think they were so scared of making her overpowered that they underpowered her a bit, and she just doesn't do enough damage, even when you get the right dimensions. I think they're called parallel dimensions, something like that. Even when everything lines up perfectly, it's just the payoff just isn't there. Anti-Venom, I'm going to put an amazing tier. His damage ramp up is pretty terrible. It seems like a very long fight if you're going to be there for, or if you're going to be trying to ramp him for damage. But I don't personally see him as a damage champion. I see him as a utility champion. Uh, Kind of like Void. Void can do some really good damage, but for the most part, what you're going to use him for is utility things like reversing healing. Anti-Venom, I see the same, very same way. He's just does it a little bit differently. He has a little bit of a different utility set. One of the main ones being the ability to stop evades from Spider-Verse heroes. Really cool design. Yeah, really happy with him. Wish I pulled him, but I didn't. Purgatory. I'm gonna put her in basically average. Yeah, I'm gonna leave her at the bottom of basically average. Personally, again, I really like this character. She has the coolest design in all of MCOC. If you disagree with me, fight me. I don't really care. She is the coolest character in the game, visually. Now, again, I like the concept and the design of capturing the souls, but I don't like that they only last for 2 fights. I don't see the point of doing that. The souls don't give enough benefit to give it such a downside. Um, but I don't think she's useless. I think especially with Mystic Dispersion, she can do some really decent damage. Capture enough souls in the right scenarios, she's pretty useful. It's just you can't really control what she does. But if you don't look at her as a champion that's going to do a specific thing and just think in your mind as just an all-around champion that can do some things here and there, I think you're going to be a lot more satisfied with her and her playstyle. Shang-Chi's going straight to stupidly good tier. This character is so much fun. He does a lot of damage, a lot of utility. He does it fairly easily, and you can take him basically anywhere and he's going to excel. Overseer, I'm going to put right behind Strife. A lot of people sleep on this guy. He's really good. He has really good synergies. He has insane damage after a very quick ramp up. He has a stun immunity. He can stun. He can heal. He can disorient. He does a bunch of stuff. Immune to nullify, which is very unique ability. And yeah, super good, super fun. Penny Parker is going into stupidly actually no, I'm putting her at the top of the A tier. She's really good, really fun. Her level 2 does a lot of damage. Her level 1 mechanic and the way to build up these spider charges is really fun, really unique. And she also counters my least favorite node in the game, kinetic transference. Love her, use her all the time, even as a 5-star. Definitely deserves a spot at the top of that list. Now we're going to Hercules, the king of 2020 or 2021 of MCOC, the cosmic class. This is the man, the myth, the legend, Hercules himself. If you've been playing the game at all this year, you know that this is the champion that everybody is chasing. He has great prestige, great damage, great utility. His signature ability is absolutely busted. He goes unblockable, can't die, and increases his combat power rate. Just absolutely insane. He's going to be at the top of just about every list here on from here on out. He's just absolutely insane. Spider-Man 2099, he's also shooting up to stupidly good. He's a champion that is very easy to use. He doesn't do anything in particular that's like super special or super amazing, aside from the Wither debuff, which reverses power gain. A specific type of power gain, though, I think, which is super powerful, but he just does a lot of damage with his ruptures. He does a lot of debuffs. He does a lot of crits and red damage and stuff like that. He's just a really fun and effective character that doesn't really require you to do anything specific. So yeah, definitely shooting up to the stupidly awesome or stupidly good tier. And the second best champion of the year, the three amigos right here, basically broke the game when they came out. Well, actually, no, just these two. She's basically Ghost, but better in some ways and worse in some ways. Her phasing with her dupe, she just never has to take, she can never take damage while she's doing that. And also, anytime that she would be hit, she takes no damage and instead gains power. What? As if Ghost wasn't power enough, you basically, or wasn't busted enough, you made Kitty, which basically took her synergies and a couple other things and just tied it in together into one pretty little bow. Just, yeah. Kitty Pryde is actually insane. She's so much fun and easily, in my opinion, top of the mutant class now. Yeah. Scarlet Sigil Witch, I'm going to put in the amazing tier. I'm going to put her right there. She's really fun, really strong. Her ability to parry and nullify is something that I've wanted in the game for a long time, and she can even do it to unblockable buffs. It's not passive, specifically buffs, but it is a crazy ability. Her chaos charges are really fun, make fights really unique and really dynamic. You never really know what you're going to jump into, but really, really great character. Can't wait to dupe mine from the Sigil and take her to rank 3. Mangog, cool, but I gotta put you in the could be worse tier. Just a character, cool design, cool physical design as well, but just the way he actually plays is really boring. There's not enough payoff for all the work that you have to do. He does have good synergy, so maybe I'll bump him up a little bit, but overall, just not a great character. Super Scroll is going to be our one and only Dammit Kabam of 2021. He just has no payoff for all the work that you do in his kit. His character design is so cool, and he just flops so hard. I don't know what it is that they were scared of with this character. Maybe they were too scared of giving him too much damage or making things develop too quickly. It's just there's so much to manage on him, and after you're done managing it and get the Nova Fist or get whatever piece of utility it is that you're looking for, his damage just still isn't there. Excuse me, his damage just still isn't there, and there's champions that could do whatever utility it was that you were looking for from him way easier with way more damage. Just such a cool character, just completely wasted. I just don't understand it. And our final champion of 2021 is Jubilee. I'm gonna put her at the top of the basically average. She could potentially go up to amazing, but I feel comfortable leaving her here. Actually, I'm also going to put him here just for my OCD sake and making these even. Yeah, she's really good. She's just another one of those characters that gets overshadowed because she's a jack of all trades. She does a bunch of really cool things. She can do a lot of damage with her prowesses. She can reduce ability accuracy. She can do burst damage. She just does a lot of different things. It's just she doesn't do any particular thing the best. She's overshadowed because whatever it is that you would be using her for, there's going to be an option that's easier and that's easier and better. Man, what is going on with the yawning and the burping? So sorry, guys. Super rude. But that's going to be it for this tier list. So again, I'm going to do something that I found really funny in my tier list that I watch for Pokemon Unite. This guy Spray Goals, for everybody that skips to the end just to see the final tier list, he does a little scramble to kind of throw them off, and super funny seeing him do that and seeing all the comments of the people that do that and don't understand the joke. So let's just go ahead and rearrange some of this. I'm going to put him there. I'm going to put you here. I'm going to put you there. You here. You down there. All the Spider-Verse heroes are there. There we go. That looks good. All right, guys. So that is the end of the tier list for the 2021 champions. Let's just do a little bit of a recap. Mr. Negative's degeneration on his level 2 is just absolutely nuts. Super easy to use, super fun to use, and some of the best damage in the game. Kitty Pryde is really strong. She could use a little bit of a buff if she wants to overtake these other 4 guys, but as of right now, she is still insanely strong, one of the top contenders in the mutant class. Hercules has so much potential. If they just tweaked his signature ability a little bit, could be a lot better, but for you to get the benefit of his signature ability, you have to kill yourself, and who wants to do that? Icarus is just a complete waste of a champion. I'm actually gonna put him here. Yeah, he's right behind Super Scroll. Super good in the movie, but in the game, why did they even make him? And yeah, that's gonna be it for this tier list. I love you guys. Thank you guys for all of the thumbs up, for the thumbs down, for the comments, and for everybody subscribing. Everybody that's doing any of that, I really appreciate it. Anybody that's not doing that and just watching, appreciate it. Everything you guys do really helps me out. It really appreciate all the support. But that's going to be it for this video. I love you guys. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.